Hello everyone, this is Angel Hispano. Welcome to the last part of explaining my builds for the game Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. This is part 3, and last part. All these builds that I'm going to show you, I made them myself, and of course these builds are viable for Torment 6, okay? As you know, Torment 6 is the last difficulty for patch 2.06, and of course this is for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And I was thinking too much about these builds. Of course they are not the top best one, but definitely they are very fun to use. Okay, the first build I have is one for the Crusader, the Thornsader. This is a physical build, and many people thought this build was impossible to make, but here it is. The Thornsader for the Crusader, okay? A physical damage that at the beginning it was a bombardment build, but I decided to make a hybrid, and after such a lot of testings, these are the results, okay? I will go with the skills first. Okay. Punish as my first skill along with the Rune of Rebirth. Why do I need this skill? Well, first of all, it's because of the blocking chance that will give me. It will give me 50% extra blocking chance. I need a blocking chance because I have a shield that it will make use of it. It will last for 5 seconds. The damage is not that really good. However, it will, like I said, the only reason why I use it pretty much is because of the blocking chance percent that I have. The rune in particular, you can actually switch it if you decide maybe to celerity, which is also good. The other runes is a different type of element. For example, this is fire, this is holy. This one will regenerate my life back, which I need in Torment 6, okay? So I prefer this one as the best rune. Next skill I have is the Phalanx along with the rune of Bodyguard. Like I said at the beginning, this build was a bombardment, so I was using Stampede. However, Stampede uses too much wrath. It will drain my wrath too fast. Therefore, I can't use this. Bodyguard will make 2 avatars to fight along with me, and they will make a really nice damage for 10 seconds. Okay. If you pick up a shrine that will make your cooldown time reduction go down really fast, you can have up to 4 bodyguards fighting with you. So definitely a really nice skill for this build in particular. Next is a Steed Charge along with the rune of ramming speed. Okay, this you're probably thinking that maybe I don't know, endurance maybe is better, or to escape. I don't use this really to escape. I use this more to finish off the enemies or to make extra damage while I'm waiting for my other skills to cool down, okay? This is a physical damage, and of course I will use it a lot. Like I said, to finish off enemies. Definitely I recommend this. I don't recommend rejuvenation because it will give you 10% life, but what I really need is to finish off the enemies. Iron Skin as my next skill, and the second best for this build, along with the rune of Reflective Skin. Okay, this reflects all the turn damage that I have. What is the turn damage? This is the turn damage that I have right now. What is it? Turn 36,000. This damage is completely different than your elemental damage or physical damage. It's a different type of damage. It's an extra damage. It's not much, as you can see. You can go up really high if you have other items. However, I don't recommend it. But this skill, it will make the turn damage go really high. It will also make it critical. It will make critical damage. It will also be affected by your elemental damage, and of course your strength, all the strength that you have, it will increase the damage for this. That's why this is the best skill to use as a defensive skill, but it can go up to 100 millions of damage to the enemy. So really good. Only bad thing about it is just that it lasts 4 seconds. However, we're going to be using this a lot to finish off the Rift Guardians in Torment 6. Next, I have Bombardment, along with a rune of Impactful Bombardment. This damage is high too. As you can see, it's a physical damage, 3,320% extra damage. I will have two of these meteors, dealing damage. How? Well, I will tell you in a little bit. So yeah, I cannot let go of this damage. It's really, really good. Next skill I have is the Akaras Champion, along with the Rune of Prophet. Okay, Rally is a really nice rune to have. However, and Prophet, it's better for survivability. You need that to survive turn 6. This will increase my armor. In this case, I have 83% armor, and if I use Akarat, I will have it at 92%, which pretty much make me kinda invincible for turn 6. But in the meantime, it will also give me extra damage. Okay, 35% extra damage, and I have to use it along with my Iron Skin, of course, Bombardment and Phalanx, and all my skills I can have to make extra damage. Like I said, Rally is a really nice rune. It will make my cooldown reduction, go down by 12 seconds, so I can use other skills. However, turn 6, the damage is too much. I need to survive it, and I don't want to worry about the damage that I'm getting in turn 6, so I can use my other abilities, without worries. Passive. Okay, I have many, let's say, debates here. A lot of struggle. Fervor is a really nice passive to have. The only problem is that you need a one-handed weapon if you want to use this. I'm using Heavenly Strength because my weapon is a two-handed weapon, so I cannot let go of this weapon. Because of it, I have to use Heavenly Strength. However, one-handed weapon could have been nice because of the 50% cooldown reduction, but in this case, no. Passive, Lord Commander. It will increase the damage to Bombardment, to Phalanx, and it will decrease the cooldown of Stitch Charge. Therefore, Stitch Charge will be available for a lot of times, and yeah, I cannot let go of this skill either. Iron Maiden. This will increase all my turn damage by 50%. In this case, I already showed you this, 36,000. You don't have this skill, therefore, if you don't have this skill, it won't make your Iron Skin make such a high damage. Okay, so definitely use it. Finally, this will increase my strength, and with my strength, of course, will increase the damage that I make with my Iron Skin, of course. And you probably will be thinking, why I cannot use, for example, Holy Cause? Well, it will increase 10%, but however, if you have gems, it will increase more your damage, a little bit more. I think it's half percentage only extra, or is it 1%? But the thing is, this will increase my strength overall. Therefore, it will increase the damage that I make with all my skills, and especially Iron Skin. So definitely, I couldn't let go of this. However, Hold Your Ground is another really nice passive to have, because it will increase permanently 50% my blocking chance, and therefore I can use my shield better. Why I'm talking about this? Well, I will tell you in a little bit. Okay. Inventory. Mortal Drama as the main weapon. It will make me cast 2 Bombardment. The Bombardment is a huge damage. Therefore, I couldn't let go of this weapon. Sadly, it's kinda slow, but it doesn't really matter. The bombardment makes up for it. Other weapon that I could have used, Hack. For example, 91% of your turn damage is applied in every attack. The only problem is that this is just your base turn damage. What I mean is that the base damage is just that it will get multiplied by 91%, and that's the damage I will be making every time I attack. However, that damage is really low, around, I don't know, 2 millions up maybe. That's about it. And in turn 6, monsters have millions of life. Therefore, this weapon is obsolete. Other weapon, I think, is Nail Beater. Also doesn't really work at all. I need more damage in turn 6. and turns alone is not enough. You make a full turns build, it's not going to last in Torment 6, sadly. Gloves and bracers, the second set for the Crusader that turns off the Invoker. Only 2 pieces, because 2 pieces will give me 4000 turns damage, as you can see. I don't recommend the 4 sets at all, because if you have the 4 sets, 4 pieces of the set, it will give you 50 yard radius damage. However, once again, is your base turns, therefore it's not recommended at all. Because of that, it's also a waste. It could have been nice if you had, like, let's say, every time you press, you use your iron skin, all the damage it gets reflected around you, 15 yards, but it doesn't work like that. Sadly, this set it doesn't work with iron skin, sadly. Next set I have is the Burns command along with the chest. Why I need this? Well, simple. Cooldown reduction. I'm using a lot of skills that requires that cooldown reduction, so I need this. And other thing, you can make this really easy with the with the artisan here. You can make one, and try to make it with turns damage, okay? Or like this one, turn damage. You can see melee attacker stay 3400. Yeah, that's a turn damage, so make it so. Helmet and Dariel's visage, definitely needed, because this will make a physical skill. This is the only helmet that will give you elemental damage percentage, okay? Find one with the physical, and of course put a socket on it. Amulet, any that has trifecta, along with, of course, the elemental damage, okay? Shield, this is the reason why I'm using, I need the blocking chance. These shields, Akarat's Awakening, every time I block, I will have a 25% chance to reduce my cooldowns by 1 second every time I block. Therefore, if I have a blocking chance really high, like 75%, which is the maximum, I will have a cooldown reduction of 1 to all my skills. I don't recommend to go really high blocking on this though, because other things are required to make the build work. Trust me, the build work, you can see it on my video of best builds for Torment 6 Rift part 3, okay? Yeah, there is other shield, or perhaps you try to use, or maybe you attempted, Botoia's Spiker. It doesn't work with turns, really. I mean, you need to use provoke, and when this works, the enemies will suffer a double turn damage, which is not high enough in Torment 6. Like I said, only Iron Skin is what will make your turn damage crit to the millions of damage in Torment 6. Ring, Stone of Jordan, as you know already, physical damage and damage to the elites. First ring, Ring of Real Grandeur, because I have a lot of sets. Boots and pants, Captain Crimson's, because of the cooldown reduction once again, and plus other things like resist all elements, etc, etc, etc. Definitely, make it with this guy, the artisan right here, okay? Belt, for extra damage, the Harrington Waistguard, because every time you open a chest or you move a body around the game, you will get extra damage, and this is why also your Iron Skin will make a huge damage, so definitely use it. Paragon, I have the first of all, you have to have 25% plus your boots to move around the map. Definitely you need it. Vitality, as long as you have 500,000 in turn 6 is okay, you can still survive. And of course this strength right here doesn't affect your overall strength, your base paper strength. They're here, okay? So it's only extra damage, but that's about it. Offensive, you need the cooldown reduction first for all your skills, of course. Critical hit damage, as long as you have a 10% of the chance, critical hit chance, and at the end attack speed, so you can attack a little bit faster with the punish. But it doesn't really affect Meteor, you know, the speed and everything, all that, just the punish. So you just put it at the end. Defensive, first things, resist all elements. You want to survive the elemental damage. Life percentage, life regeneration, utility. First things I think is area damage. If the enemy dies with iron skin, turns damage, they will have extra damage. They will make extra damage, and of course life on hit. And this is not really important. I think, yeah, that's all I wanted to. Let's see. Yeah, I'm done. How you play with this? Well, first of all, you need to, if you have Akarats, use Akarats first thing. Iron skin on an enemy, you can stand on any type of damage the enemy does. For example, molten, fire damage, or even poison. Just stand there with iron skin. This will reflect back the damage to the enemies. Use bombardment when you have Akarats. The damage is really huge. And of course Akarats. Okay, and that's all with the build, and I'll talk about my next build now. Okay, next build I have is a physical one with the Barbarian. It's a Rend charger. Now, at the beginning I was very skeptical. I thought this wasn't going to work, but at the end it actually worked. I had to see it for myself, and yeah, I think it depends a lot of how you run fast, how you hit hard, and probably, maybe, I think there could be a little glitch. This build, the Rend charger, uses a physical physical barbarian that will use the furious charge as the main damage dealer, and of course Rend. I go with the skills really fast. The furious charge is the first one. It will make a really good damage, even though it says 360% damage. Don't really mind it. I'm using all the runes. I'm not really sure what I'm going to say now, but I believe that if I choose Bull Rush, it won't really affect this rune, because if I'm using all of them, you're probably thinking this will become fire damage, but I don't really think so. What it does is it will just make it like, I think I'm just doing a normal physical damage. I saw it crit for 100 million, I don't know, damage all of the sudden. I'm not really sure if it's the real damage, but you know what, just go for it. It will give me nice things. For example, every time I hit, this will cool down really fast, or I will get extra fury or stuff like that. You will be using Furious Charge a lot. You will need to learn how to use this a lot. If you hit a lot of enemies, hit them again and again and again and again, non-stop. Okay. Rend, along with the rune of Lacerate. This skill will make the enemies bleed 4,000 of physical damage over 5 seconds. Definitely a nice skill to have. Nice damage. The rune in particular, you can switch to Bloodbath, because if you use this once, any enemy that dies, it will, let's say, make the other enemy around them bleed too, but only for 1,000 damage. I chose this laserate because it's better against elite enemies like the Rift Guardians. Okay. Next is Battle Rage, along with the Rune of Marauder's Rage. Increases my damage for 15%, and of course my critical hit chance by 10%. Okay, no, sorry, by 3%. And yeah, always have it on. Okay, always. It lasts for 2 minutes. Next, I have the Call of the Ancients, along with the Rune of Duty to the Clan. This rune in particular, it makes the ancients last for 45 seconds, and of course they will have 200 percentage of armor extra. Okay, the first rune is the best one. However, is fire damage. This is a physical damage build, so you don't need it. The other runes, I don't like them at all. So yeah, Duty to the Clan is the one to have. The ancients will deal a really nice damage. Warcry with the rune of impunity as my next skill. This will increase my resistance to all the elements, and it will make me run fast. How? Well, I will tell you in a little bit. Use this and to run fast, and once you're moving fast, also you can use Fetish charge and hit hard with this. Wrath of the Berserker as my last skill, along with the rune of insanity. This will give me a lot of things: critical hit chance increased by 10%, attack speed, of course, and a lot of things. Movement speed also increased by 20%. Insanity will increase all my damage to 50%. Definitely use this and start using Fetish charge along with this Rend, and of course Call of the Ancient. Okay, a nice damage buffer. In passive I have Ruthless. The first one, I use this along with Rend, and the enemies will bleed a lot. Trust me, they will bleed a lot, and they will make white damage, and they will die. Okay, as long as the enemy has 30% of life, they will die fast. Next skill I have is Weapons Master, because in my main hand I have a mace. The mace will make my give me a 50 hit chance, critical hit chance damage, extra damage. You need to have the strongest weapon on your right hand with this build. Okay, we're not really basing the attack speed here, but the damage that we do when we hit hard with Fetish charge. Next passive is Rune of Volcatus. This passive, I'm using it because of Wrath of the Berserker and Call of the Ancient. It will reduce the cooldown time for 30 seconds each. So yes, I need it. I don't need to wait now for 2 minutes just to use this. It will be only 1 minute and a half, even less with the cooldown reduction that I may have on my gear. Rampage, definitely a must passive skill to have, because every time I kill an enemy, the enemy dies, while bleeding, it will give me 1% of strength, and my all my damage will increase a lot, 25%, 25 times. I can do this. If a friend is also killing an enemy, this will affect directly this skill. So yeah, it's really nice passive to have. Inventory, the first weapon, Sunkeeper on my right hand, because of that damage to elites. Just because of that, elites are going to give me a hard time on Torment 6. Okay, second weapon is a Doombringer, only weapon that will give you physical damage. However, the main stats for this weapon, it's not really very good. It will give me a life percentage, but the physical skill damage, makes up for it. So use it on your left hand. Okay. Like I said, this is a weapon that will give me 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 main stats. So find it. It's easy to find and use it. It's the only weapon that will give you physical skill damage. gloves. Sorry, the weapon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 main stats. Gloves, shoulders, chest, boots, pants, the legacy of Raker or Rakers, however you want, however I don't know how to pronounce that. It will give me 500 vitality, 500 strength, and the fight set will give me furious charge and all the runes. That's why I was saying I have all of them. Okay. For some strange reason, I don't know why this really works. At first I thought this was a bad set, but it actually works. It works with this build. The damage is nice, and it will give me, like I said, nice, stats. Helmet and Dariel's Visage. Only helmet that will give me physical damage, and don't worry about the legendary ability that this helmet has. It doesn't really work much, but yeah, it's there. Amulet, any amulet that has trifecta plus the elemental damage. And bracers, I have the strong arm. It will give me, of course, a legendary ability skill that every time I hit with furious charge, the enemies will suffer 30% damage for 5 seconds. This only works against normal mobs, normal monsters, but still is a nice damage because they will be bleeding a lot. Okay, and I need to kill them fast. Ring, Stone of Jordan, find it with the Crusader. I know elemental damage and physical skill damage. Unity as my main ring. In this case, I'm not using the Ring of Royal Grandeur because I don't need it. The only reason why I'm using this is because of the damage to elite enemies. That's it. And finally, my belt, Chilanix Chain. Every time I do my work right, I will run fast, as you can see. And you need this to hit faster when you use Furious Charge. For some reason, when you do this, the Furious Charge will hit hard. I don't know why. Not really. I haven't really got into too much of it. Like, I haven't really tested so much though. I'm trying to understand if it is a glitch or not. But for some reason, Furious Charge hits hard when you are running fast. Paragon. Okay, Paragon. Movement speed 25%, of course, plus the boots. Vitality, all you need to survive turn 6. Strength, just for extra damage. Whatever you need here. Offensive critical hit. Well, you have a lot of critical hit damage with the weapons, so critical hit damage will be you have to have a percentage of 10 along with the critical hit chance. Cooldown reduction, you need it because of you using Wrath of the Berserker, Call of the Ancients, and also Rend. But Rend, Furious Charge will have the cooldown reduction every time you hit a lot of enemies. Yeah, defensive, resist all. You don't want to die in turn 6 fast. Life percentage, and then life regeneration. Utility, I think every damage is important. That's it. I think this is the main one, the most important. Resource cost, and then at the end, life on hit. You won't be hitting too much with Rend, but still, yeah, at the end. I don't think I'm forgetting. Well, how you play with this? Simple. First of all, get the ancients, start running, scream, use this, Rend, then, and when you want to make extra more damage, transform into Wrath of the Berserker and hit harder. You can try to use the Hexing Pants of Mr. Young. However, every time you hit with Furious Charge, you will stop. That's when Hexing Pants of Mr. Young won't work. Also, if you get stuck at some point, you can move. Hexing Pants also will make you suffer the consequences. It's better if you just, at least that's what I think, you don't use it in this case. Okay, I'll go now with the next build and some commercial break. Okay, the next build is for a monk. Monk are considered bottom tier for this game. I think that developers didn't have too much time to work on the monk. Um, this build in particular is okay. It's not the best, however, it's viable for Tournament 6. The Deadly Rush is a lightning elemental damage monk. It's very fun to play with. I think many people have tried this. This is my version, so let's go with the skills really quick. Okay, Inner Sanctuary as my first skill, along with the rune of Forbidden Palace. Every time the enemies are in here, they will get suffer more damage. Okay, one thing I have to notice to tell you, sorry, is that my damage, even so it says 1 million here, is not much. This will increase it by a lot. So you might be thinking, when I use it, I'm going to see it here. No, don't confuse the damage that it says here with the paper damage. This in reality is actually making me hit hard. However, you won't see it reflected on my paper damage, which is 1 million here. So therefore right now I have 30% increased damage. It's weird because it should increase my damage, but it doesn't really say so on the screen. But yeah, my damage is increased. Also, I need to use this alone when I don't have my dashing strike. I will tell you a little more in a little bit. Okay, so use this and always try to stand there so you don't take too much damage in Torment 6. Next is Lashing Tail Kick along with the rune of Scorpion Sting. Okay, what I'm going to do now is stand on my Inner Sanctuary and start kicking. The enemies will get stunned, even though the problem with this is the damage is not really bad. It's not really a very good damage. However, it will make the enemy get stunned. You can do this while waiting for your dashing strike. Okay, so you can also make this for free. How? I will tell you in a little bit. Okay, so use this, start kicking, and yeah. Dashing strike, the start of the build, along with the rune of Quicksilver. I rather use this rune. I know maybe you could have chose, I don't know, other rune. Maybe this one. You can get its increased movement speed. However, you can get 3 charges for this. If you use it correctly, you won't run out of these charges. I will tell you how in a little bit. This is a physical ability, skill, but you're going to be making lightning damage. And once again, I'm going to tell you a little bit more in just a few minutes. Exploding Palm, along with the rune of the flesh, is weak. Only reason why I'm using this is because of the extra damage that the enemy will be receiving from you. You will be dealing 20% extra damage to the enemies that have the Exploding Palm on their head. And because of that, put this as soon as you can, and if the enemy dies, it will deal extra damage to the enemies around them. Okay, so definitely also use it. Don't abuse this though, because your spirit will go down really fast. It cost 40 spirit, so it's too much. So yeah, use it wisely. Okay. Next, I have the mantra of conviction, along with the rune of overall. Overall, how do you pronounce this? This, okay, I will tell you something first. You don't activate this. You don't activate it. You don't have to activate it. That's why I chose the rune of overall. Okay. It will increase my damage to 50%. If you activate it, it will increase it to 20%, which is 4% more. However, if you do that, your spirit will go down, and trust me, this build eats a lot of spirit. Sadly, the monk suffers a lot from all these things in Torment 6. It doesn't really have a good skill to kill Torment 6, and that's why because of this the monk is considered bottom tier. So just use this and always have it active. Always have it passive there, and don't touch it. Just don't touch it. Okay, don't press the circle button like in this case. Okay. Epiphany, along with the Rune of Desert Shroud. This will make you survive Torment 6. You need this. You need to have it active all the time, as long as you can, to recover also a spirit. Okay? All the damage will be reduced 50%, which will make you survive Torment 6. Simple. Use it always. Passive, Exalted Soul. Okay. I need a spirit, like I said. This is the reason why I have to use it. 100 extra points to my spirits. And of course, 2 points of spirit per second every time. Always, my spirit will go up. It's not really like that fast that I will get my spirit get refill again, but I need this passive. Next one I have is Siege the Initiative, of course, for the defensive armor. All my dexterity will get 30% of that as an armor. Okay, so yeah, use it too to survive Torment 6. Beacon of Ether, it will give me 20% cooldown reduction, so definitely use it. I need cooldown reduction for this, also for this, and yeah, one with everything. Okay, in this case, in this scenario, you probably be thinking like maybe momentum is better because I'm going to be moving a lot. However, for survivability and also for strategy, this is the best passive in this scenario. Why? Because I'm using one secondary. For example, I will show you I will show you this pant. In this case, I have a resistance of lightning. So any secondary resistance I have as a lightning resistance, all of that will be it will count as only one resistance for all my equipment. In this case, I'm not risking one main stat. Okay, that means that one main stat is more important than a secondary one. Therefore, I can use it for something else. For example, in this case, I put life per second. You can also put something else, like maybe more armor, or maybe something else like sockets or whatever. It's better to risk a secondary stat instead of a main one, instead of a primary stat. That's why one with everything is better in this build, in this scenario. Inventory, I have a lot of options. However, one Kim Lao, one of the few weapons that it will give me a 5 main stats. Okay, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main stats, and also of course the elemental damage of lightning. I need this as my main weapon, and of course, and that's it. Because of that, it's doesn't have a legendary skill, but it's also the best weapon, and the only reason also why I'm using it on my right hand. And you can actually switch to the Sunkeeper in case you are facing a strong elite fighter, monster, as your secondary weapon, the Jawbreaker. If you can see carefully, the minimum and maximum damage in the weapon is not as much as the one King Lao. That's the only reason why I'm using it on my right hand. This Jawbreaker will, every time I hit something like 30 yards away, it won't charge. It won't take one charge from my dashing strike. Okay, that's why I'm using it. Jawbreaker, definitely a must needed too. Weapon for the build. Gloves, shoulders, chest, boots, and pants. Raiment, the set of the Raiment of 1,000 Storms. It will give me 500 points of dexterity, 5% of lightning skill damage, and of course, every time I use dashing strike, it will make lightning damage to all the enemies. 3,000 weapon damage, which is really good. especially like there are a lot of enemies, all of them will suffer this damage, and if they have exploding palm on their heads, it will make them explode too. Extra damage, definitely a good set. The bad part about this is, of course, I have to use a lot of pieces for it. I could have used other sets, but 5 pieces for this good damage is, I think, is worth it. Okay, in the Spirit Stone, as as a stone, I think is best for this build, and I will tell you why now. First of all, I'm going to turn my Epiphany, Inner Sanctuary, and now I'm going to kick. If you see carefully, I'm not wasting any spirit at all. See, I can continually do this. If I run out of Inner Sanctuary, I'll recast it and continue doing that. I will hit and hit and hit and hit. Okay, that's the only reason why I'm using the Mind's Eye as the Spirit Stone. You can try other options, but this I found it to be the best option for this build. Okay, that's the only reason why I'm using it. And when I don't have dashing strike, I'm going to be kicking, so I can get the dashing strike charges. Okay. Amulet, Hound of Bakcho, but you can have any other, and of course it needs to be trifecta plus the lightning, elemental lightning damage. Reaper Wraps, I need this. You know what, like I said, my spirit will drain really fast. I need this to recover my spirit points. So yeah, that's the only reason why I'm using this. You can make it with the artisan right here. It's really fast. Ring, Stone of Jordan, lightning damage plus of course damage to elite. Ring of Real Grandeur because I'm using a set without one piece. And finally, Thundergas Vigor as my belt. This is the only belt in the game that will give you lightning skill damage, so definitely you need it. And yeah, Paragon, first of all, maximum spirit, you need this a lot. Sadly, this build uses a lot of maximum spirit. Second, movement speed, of course, plus the boot 25%. Whatever you need here, vitality first, as long as you have 100,000 points of life in Torment 6, you can still survive some damage. Cooldown reduction, first things here, you have a lot of critical hit plus critical hit chance, a percentage of 10. In this case, I have because I have a lot of critical hit. I have, where is my, okay, it's almost 10% of this, right? Almost 10%. I don't really recommend the attack speed for this case because dashing strike doesn't really benefit from it, but only your dashing tail kick. And if you hit really hard, you're going to be wasting a lot of spirit points. But anyways, yeah, that's what you need. Defensive, of course. Armor, as long as you get 70%, I have 73. I still can survive without Epiphany. I have the wave for Epiphany, so I can use it again. Life percentage and life regeneration per second. And utility, I think the resource cost reduction, yeah, it will make my lashing tail kick cost 29 points if I have it full, like here. Life on hit and area damage after. How you play with the build? Well, like I said already, wait for the charges. You see an enemy, always exploding palm, hit them with this fast. Don't like let it, like your dashing strike, don't let it be charged with 3 charges. Don't let it like that. Don't let it sit with 3 charges. Use it always. Use Epiphany for an special enemy in the sanctuary and start kicking until you get under the 3 charges. Don't activate your mantra again, and then you continue again. I'll go now with the next build. Okay, the next build is one for the witch doctor. Okay, the Fetish Sycophants. This is the only skill in all the game that uses a passive as the main damage dealer. You probably be thinking that that's not possible, but by now you know that it is possible. Now this is a poison witch doctor. It will make poison damage. Okay, I'll go with the skills now. First skill is piranhas along with a rune of weight of mutilation. Okay, since this is a poison witch doctor, I need this to keep the enemies away from me. You know what I'm going to do is, do this and enemies won't get close to me, and this is how I will make them, be away from me. Just to back them away from me. It also will increase the damage they receive for 8 seconds. Okay, so yeah, that's the reason why I'm using this. Notice that for this build, I don't recommend this. What's the other one? Pirañado, because the cooldown is longer. Also, my fetishes are not gonna be like, let's say, I'm not gonna have too much at the same time to take full advantage of this, especially when the enemy is too strong. What I need to do is just keep them away from me, because I'm gonna be casting a lot of spells, especially Plague of Thoughts. So I recommend really Wave of Mutilation. I also want to tell you that all my builds, I always try to use different weapons, different gear, and this is no exception. That's why I recommend this. Pirañado is better for Pet Doctor, which I already showed in other video, in other video of explaining my builds. Okay. Next skill is Plague of Thoughts along with the rune of Reign of Thought. Okay, to be honest, the best rune is Adlin Thought. Reason is because it's a little more damage. Also, it will make the enemies get confused. However, some enemies, especially some elite bosses, will make the Adlin Thoughts get stuck on the floor. Okay, it will be like they are really like getting frozen or something. Don't recommend it because of that. Reign of Thoughts is a air attack, For some strange reason, and according to the testings that I have been doing, it will the proc coefficient proc will work with the Fetish Psychopath. So therefore, this will make the Fetish Psychopath, be cast faster than, I don't know why. I don't know why it works like that. I mean, don't know the reason, but that's how it is. I will tell you a little bit more in just a few minutes. So this is the best rune to have. Okay. Spirit Walk and the rune of Healing Journey. You need this skill with the Witch Doctor, because there will be a moment when you are stuck. You need to get away. You need to move, recover life. This is the best skill to have. The rune will give you 40% life back. So use it when you get stuck. Sacrifice with the rune of Provoke the Pack. You're probably thinking how I'm using this if I don't have any skills for my dogs. Well, I will tell you how in a little bit. This skill will sacrifice a dog, and each dog will give me 5% extra damage. Okay? It will last 30 seconds, so always use it when you see enemies. Like, as soon as you see a few enemies, coming at you, use this. It's a good damage. Okay? Actually have 3 dogs, so 3 dogs will make 50% extra damage. Example, I have 1,540,000 damage. Now I have 1,740,000 damage. Next is Horrify with a rune of Frightening Aspect. Okay, this one I honestly use it because of the armor. As you can see, my armor here is only 66%. Now I'm gonna use Horrify. I have 77%. Now the thing is, like I said, I'm a caster. I'm already, casting spells. Therefore, I'm gonna be vulnerable, and that's the problem with the casters in this game. That's why the best builds for the witch doctor is the peg doctor, or anything that is something like you don't need to be in the middle of everything. In this case, because I'm going to be casting a lot of plague of thoughts, I'm vulnerable, so I need the armor. Also, this will make the enemies get immobilized for 3 seconds, which is good. I have 3 seconds, to breathe some air, get away from all the damage. Okay, mass confusion, my next skill, along with the rune of paranoia. I had a lot of testing to do here. I try acid cloud. This doesn't really make good damage, even though I have poison damage. Wall of zombies is bad. I use big baburu. I need the star metal kukri. I'm using that weapon with my peg doctor already, so I don't want to repeat that again here. Yeah, I even tried hex, but this is like more of a one-on-one damage. It doesn't work against elite. However, mass confusion does work. And you know what? Something like I have been testing already, and I don't know if it is just me. Maybe you can also try for yourself. Don't try to cast this first. First, use Horrify always. After you have used Horrify, use Confusion. I think it will overwrite if you use Mass Confusion first and then Horrify. For some reason, I tried that and I think it does. When I use Mass Confusion against Elite, it works. But as soon as I use Horrify after, I didn't really see the damage, extra damage that Mass Confusion will make you do. Paranoia will make you do a 20% additional damage for 12 seconds, okay? You will have this skill active, even though it says 1 minute cooldown. You will have it active because I have a weapon that it will make it active more time, okay? Passive. I have also a lot of, testing to do here. Jungle Fortitude is a good passive. I didn't choose it because it's only 50% resistance, reduced damage that you will have. It works with your fetishes and everything. However, the fetishes only last 1 minute, so therefore they're gonna be dying anyways. Mad Menacing is another one that I try to. I kind of like this, but it's and every time you make a damage, that enemy his damage or her damage will be reduced 20% for 3 seconds. It's only 3 seconds. That's the thing. So I rather use Zombie Handler. It will give me more life and 1 extra dog. Therefore, it's 5% extra damage with sacrifice. Okay. Next, I have Pierce the Veil, 20% permanent damage always. It will increase the mana cost of my skills, but the only one that uses that is Piranhas. Therefore, I recommend this one. Finally, the star of the build, Fetish Sycophants. The proc with Plague of Thoughts, it's energized as well with this. It has only 10%, but you will have a lot of fetishes. You can have a maximum of 15 fetishes on a screen hitting an enemy. What you want to do is go let the fetishes go around the enemy and hit the enemy hard. That's the only way to play with this build. It doesn't really matter the elemental damage that you have. For example, you can have fire damage, let's say, I don't know, 80, 100%. That's the damage that fetishes will be doing. Okay, it's like they turn the damage into physical one. So yeah, that's how they work. If you combine this with Fetish army, it will kill the Fetish Psychopaths. So therefore, I don't combine it. Finally, Grave Injustice, also a must needed passive for the Witch Doctors, because every enemy that dies around 20 yards, it will make your cooldown reduction go down by 1 second. This will increase by your radius of pickup, radius of the, what is it, bonus to gold glove radius is 11. Therefore, I have 20 plus 11 is 31, right? Inventory last breath as my main weapon. You may be thinking this weapon is not good, then why I'm using it? Well, here it is. It has something that I like a lot. Reduces cooldown of mass confusion. Mass confusion, as you already know, is this 20% additional damage. Therefore, I need this weapon. I have other options. For example, Gift of Silaria, a nice weapon that has 5 main stats, which is really nice, but it doesn't really have something that it could help my skills for the Witch Doctors. Also, the Reno Flayer only works with the explosive thoughts. Therefore, it will become fire damage, and I don't have a fire build for the Witch Doctor. If you have one, please share it. I would appreciate it. And yeah, gloves, Tassagrancillo, best gloves to have with any kind of pet you have. In this case, the fetishes. Fetishes make 50% attack speed increase with this. Shoulders and boots, Heltus harness. I will tell you something. This is the worst set that you can have for the game. It's just that 6 pieces of this set is ridiculous, completely absurd to have this. It sucks. Okay, it sucks. The wall of zombies sucks. 300% is nothing in Torment 6. However, 2 pieces can give me a 500 points of intelligence, which I can't say no to this. So that's why I'm using it. The only reason why I'm using this. But I don't recommend it to try the 6 pieces. A mask of Jiram as your main mask. This will increase the damage of your fetishes 100%. You can use in the meantime. You're looking for this one, the Ticlandian Visage. It will increase the time of the horrify. But Mask of Jiram is the one to have. Amulet any trifecta plus poison damage. Yeah. Bracers and chest augits, as always, damage against elite, and of course reduce damage for you. Mojo, this is the reason why I have dogs. Homunculus, it will have one normal dog. Like you can see, the dogs are coming up. See, there you go. Yeah, so I can have a max of 3 dogs. This is the base dogs. Don't think that this is a dog with runes. It's the base dogs without runes. Main ring, Stone of Jordan. It's easy to find, and poison damage, and damage against elite. Main ring of real grandeur. Boots, pants, Swampland Waders. Only pants in the game that will give you poison skill damage, 20%. That's it. That's the only reason why I'm using it. And finally, Carrington Waistguard as extra damage. If you open a chest or move a body around the map, it will make you and your fetishes hit harder. Paragon, movement speed plus the boots 25%. Vitality, you need it a lot. I think I have a lot with this Witch Doctor, but you need a lot, especially when you have buff. I have almost 800%, 800,000. Yeah. Offensive, critical hit damage. Cooldown reduction always first with Witch Doctors. Critical hit damage and attack speed, yes, also needed when you want to do this faster, and your fetishes also benefit from that. Defensive, armor, you need to have, like I said, good armor. I have 66 plus my Horrify. It makes a nice armor. You don't really need to resist all because you're a caster. You're intelligence characters. They already have resist all, a lot of it with the intelligence. Life percentage, of course, life regeneration. Utility, I recommend only the life on hits and any damage. So that's all. I'll go now with the next build, and of course a little bit of commercial break. Okay, the next build that I made is the Strafing Rain, a fire demon hunter. This build also was one build that many people thought that it wasn't viable, but I tell you, it is. The Strafing Rain build is a really hard build to play with and also to make. Only attempt this if you want to have a different kind of demon hunter, and of course if you are very familiarized with demon hunter. It's hard to play with this build. It doesn't use sentries. Actually, yeah, all the 3 builds that I made uses different weapons. This one uses a hand crossbow. Okay, I'll go now with the skills. First skill I have is Fang of Knives along with the rune of bladed armor. Main reason why I'm using this armor. That's right, dodge this doesn't really work with the character here, you know. So the armor is the only thing that's going to save me from dying in Torment 6. My armor right now is 70%, but when I use the Fang of Knives I have 79%, which will make me survive Torment 6 while I'm strafing. So yeah, definitely a must needed skill. Once you don't have this skill, be ready to run away. Okay, we are going to have to need to use this a lot. It will make the enemies also get slow for 60% for 1 second. Why I'm mentioning this? Well, I will tell you in a little bit. Strafe, the main star of the build, along with the rune of demolition. This skill will make me spin like the barbarian, whirlwind, and of course it will throw demolition will throw a grenade that makes really nice damage. It's a fire damage, of course, and it's the best one of all the runes. Okay, you need to go around the enemy and start spinning around, and yeah, it will drain your hatred fast, but I will tell you how to recover hatred in a little bit. Next, I have a defensive skill, which is the caltrops with the rune of carved stakes. Caltrops will make the enemy get slow, for 60 seconds. Sorry, 60% for 3 seconds. I mean 6, as long as the enemy just steps on it. Okay. The rune in particular makes the makes the discipline go down by 3. The reason why I chose this is because you are going to have to watch on your discipline. You will run out if you start using this a lot. So because of that I chose this rune. I don't recommend any other. It's just that this build uses a lot of everything, especially discipline, and you need to watch for it. Okay. Next is preparation along with the rune of punishment. This ability will recover my hatred. However, it will cost discipline. Okay. The rune will make me recover hatred for 25 points of discipline. In this case, for example, I'm, let's say, spinning like this, I'm wasting my hatred, and then I don't have much. I use preparation, and now I have. Use it when you are running out of hatred only. Don't waste it either. Next, companion. The only pet that I recommend with wolf companion. It will make for physical damage, but it will increase all my damage for 30%. This, along with other abilities, like for example Strafe and Rain of Vengeance, will make a really nice damage. Next is the Rain of Vengeance along with Anathema. Okay, here you can actually try to accommodate yourself with other runes as long as it is fire damage. For example, Shade is not fire, is lightning. Stampede is a fire one, but Anathema is more damage, and it's only 5 seconds. In 5 seconds it will make 5,800% damage. Okay, however, the way it does damage is kind of like bad, because it just avert popping on the air, like this. So what I'm gonna do is, while I'm doing this, I lay down traps, and the enemy is gonna be trapped here, getting slow and getting hit by Anathema. Okay, in 5 seconds, and you have to be fast. and you're gonna have a Ring of Vengeance a lot, so try to use it wisely. Okay, passive, and this is one passive really nice with this build, the cool the weak. Of course, any enemy slowed will suffer 20% extra damage. Of course, it will be slow when I used Fang of Knives, when I used Caltrops. Okay, definitely very good with the build. Next passive I have is archery. Reason why? Simple. My first hand crossbow will give me 5% critical hit chance. If I have the weapons, two hand weapons, my critical damage is high, right? So I need to make up for it to get around 10% of that, 10% of all the critical hit damage. So yeah, and the second hand crossbow will give me 1 hit rate per second. So I need to, recover my hit rate that I'm using while I'm strafing. Next, I have Grenadier. This skill, I'm just using it because of the extra damage of my grenades. And also the explosion size of it will go high as 20%. Even though you don't really, let's say, see it well, it actually makes more better damage for the enemies when they are following you. I haven't seen well, if you die, well, there's no point, but it says here it will drop a giant grenade that does 1000% weapon damage. I haven't seen this. I don't know why they put it here, but anyways, it doesn't really matter because once you're dead, you're dead. Well, you're dead, right? And finally, the passive that I don't like to use because I feel like I'm being forced to use this awareness because all the dexterity will be that I have. 30% of it will become my armor. Okay. Inventory main weapon, Calamity. This is a hand crossbow. Every time I hit an enemy with my strafe, they will become marked for death. This is the based mark for death skill. It doesn't have any runes, so they will suffer 20% extra damage, which is good. It's another buff that I will have. Second weapon and another second set for the Demon Hunter is the Natalia's Vengeance set. In this case, I really recommend you to find to put cooldown reduction. Even though you will be losing DPS, I recommend this because you need Fang of Knives. Without Fang of Knives, without this armor, you will suffer the consequences in Torment 6, and the damage is too much while you're spinning. So you need to be careful with that. Okay, in this case I have this, and I'm gonna wait a little bit, and that little seconds is when I suffer the damage. Again, I'm using it here, so you can get a really nice cooldown. I have 34%. Well, baby, it's just too many things that you have to consider, but Fang of Knives will help you survive in Torment 6. That's why I have put cooldown reduction on the weapon. I have the weapon, I have the boots, and have the helmet. 3 pieces will make me have the benefit of the 4. In this case, 250% dexterity, thank you, and plus 10 maximum discipline, thank you again, and of course 7% critical hit chance, very nice, thank you, and 10 maximum discipline, thank you, you're nice. On the 4th set, of course, the cooldown of Rend of Vengeance, which is reduced by any enemy that I kill for 1 second. Okay, now gloves, Mage Fist. Only gloves in the game that will give me fire skill damage. Definitely a must. Shoulders plus bracers, Augits. Once again, I need to survive Torment 6. I need to make extra damage to the elites. Cinder Coat as my chest. It reduces the cost of my fire skills, which is, of course, Fang Strafe. I won't be wasting too much hatred on this. Okay, so definitely you need this, and also, of course, a fire skill damage. Okay. Amulet, any that has trifecta. I recommend anything that has, maybe I don't know, prevental damage against something. In this case, I have Countess Julia's cameo. Trifecta plus elemental damage. Ring, Stone of Jordan. Of course, you can get it with a monk. Find it. It's monks have the ability to drop better stuff. Jordan, you can change one first main stat with this. Ring of Elegant Door as my main ring because I have sets. And boots, I mean pants, sorry, the pants of hexing pants of Mr. Yang. These pants you need, like always, move and don't stop moving. It will make my hatred not run out of it fast. But if you get stuck in some moments, or you stand like this, then you're gonna die. Okay, and your hatred will go down, your damage and everything. So definitely always move around monsters. Don't ever like try to stay in the middle and attack with these pants. Just go around and always move. Okay, and belt, Harrington Waistguard. This belt, it's every time every time I open a chest or move a body in the game, this will make my damage go high. Okay, Paragon. Well, hatred first, always main thing. You need this, and a lot of it. Movement speed, as long as you have 25% plus your boots. Yeah, vitality, the other thing you need to survive. I think I have around let's see, only 500 plus, which is not bad, but it's very hard to get life with the Demon Hunter, especially with this build, because you need a lot of things for the build to work. Defensive, cooldown reduction. Yes, you need this in this time because of the skills that you have, especially Strafe. No, sorry, Fang of Knives. Critical hit damage, then critical hit chance. You probably have already good critical hit chance because of the set Natalia's. Attack speed. If you have a lot of attack speed, you're going to being faster. Therefore, you're going to be wasting a lot of hatred. So it's up to you how much you want. So I recommend it at the end. Defensive, try to calculate here 70% or something. Your armor, it's like I said, in my case I have 70 right now, plus the Fang of Knives. Of course I will have more, but I recommend to have at 70% always. Life percentage, resist all, of course 70% always. Torment 6, life regeneration, and utility, probably resource cost reduction, the first thing, because you are going to be wasting 1 point less if you use a strafe. Don't forget life on hit. This one is tricky. If you see monsters that will reflect damage back to you, don't ever strafe on them. Wait for them to for the reflect damage to disappear, and then start strafing. Okay, otherwise you will die, and you will die really fast. So don't do it. Finally, you just play like this. You see an enemy. As soon as you see an enemy, turn on Fang of Knife, then strafe. Use this to make the enemy slow, and the enemy is in the middle. Range of Rangers, people like that, and continue the same operation. You can see one riff that I did on Torment 6 with this character on my other video, and I'll go with the final build. Okay, the final build that I did, and I think this is the one that is just the only the last build I'm ever gonna do for the game, because I'm already playing on PlayStation 4, and this is PlayStation 3 anyways. The Bombarlady Meteor. This build, the Bombarlady Meteor, uses the fire elemental skill damage. Like I said, is my last build. Perhaps you can tweak a little things, one or two things, to make it more viable, but Wizards are considered, let's say, a little bit bottom tier because they are casters. And when they are casting any type of damage to a skill, sorry, they're gonna be vulnerable to damage. Therefore, it's hard to play with wizards. You know, if you try to play Torment 6 with all the enemies attacking you. Anyways, I go with the skills. The first one that I have is the magic missile, along with the rune of conflagrate. This rune, of course, it's a fire rune, and the damage of magic missile is not really high, as you can see. It's only 230% damage. However, I have a weapon, orb that will make me throw 3 of these. Therefore, I will be doing 690% damage, because there's gonna be 3 magic missiles that I will be casting. So yeah, this is a good build to have. A skill to have for the build. Next is mirror image, along with the rune of extension of will. This skill, you're probably thinking like it's not really a good skill, because it's only like, let's say, a weak clone of you. However, for this build it works. Why? The reason is simple. You need some distraction or something for the monsters to be distracted and attack. Other thing, these clones of you won't make like a huge damage. In fact, the damage is really low, like it says here. It's only 10% of the damage of anything you have. However, the defensive skills that they have, it's the same as you. In this case, for example, slow time. So the rune is Station of Will. It makes the images to have 100% of your life. Therefore, they won't really die fast, and they will last 10 seconds until you can recast this skill again. If they do die, they will be dying on time to recast them. You can try duplicate, it's also good. However, remember that all the wizards will lag your game really, really bad. And if you use duplicate, you will have a lot of mirror images around you. And if you're playing with a friend, it will probably make the game lag. But any like other runes, perhaps you can change it if you want. For example, this rune makes the images to make 20% damage of or any damage that you make, which is not really much, but still is better. But I recommend the Station of Will in this case. You can try, like I said, if you want to experiment a little bit. Magic weapon, and the rune of deflection. The reason, of course, is because 10% extra damage, and this rune will make me more, let's say, a little stronger, or to sustain more attack. Example, see the bubble around me. Even though it says right here that it's only 8,253 damage, in reality it's not, because every time I attack, this bubble get recast, but you don't see it on the game, but it's being recast. Therefore, I could have, let's say, 24,000 damage that's being reduced every time I cast my mic mirror. So keep that in mind, okay? A slow time as my next skill, with a rune of time warp. This skill, you're going to be using it a lot. You're going to be repositioning yourself, cast your slow time, reposition again, cast it. Any enemy that goes inside of this with this rune will suffer 10% extra damage. You can also try and check the other runes. I don't really recommend it. Point of no return, I don't recommend it, because the enemy has to come in or out. But if they don't move from there, this to get a stand, it won't work. Maybe time and space is a little better, but in this case, I recommend time warp. Okay. Next, I have energy armor and with the rune of pinpoint barrier. Of course, main reason, 35% armor that I get. Okay. It doesn't matter the arcane power that I lose. It lasts 10 minutes, and the rune makes me have critical hit chance by 5%, which I will be needing in order to get the 10% and the critical hit chance that I'm gonna be losing with my gear or whatever things I may have. Okay, finally the start of the build and the main damage dealer, Meteor, with a rune of Molten Impact. This is a nice damage, 1648% damage, and it makes molten damage by 625%. The only problem is you have to wait 15 seconds for it. However, you need to have cooldown reduction on your gear. At least 40 to, if you can, 50 will be the best, but it's hard to get to 50. And if you get to 50, you're going to have to risk some extra damage or DPS that you may have from items or whatever. So yeah, okay, let's go with the passive. Blur, it reduces the damage that you will be getting in Torment 6, 70%. Okay, definitely needed to survive Torment 6. Evocation, as it reduces cooldown, the cooldown reduction of my skills by 20%. Arcane Dynamo. This is a skill that at first I thought wasn't really working. I tried this conflagration or this or whatever, but I like it. Every time you're shooting your missiles, you get a number. You get 5, and you hit then your meteor, and that's it. The damage is really nice with this Arcane Dynamo. Unwavering Will, you can choose between Audacity or Unwavering Will as your passive. However, I'd rather have Unwavering Will because I'm going to be standing inside this slow time bubble, and then my armor will be increased. Also, the damage, of course, will be increased. And let's see how much is my armor. Is 73%, which is good. It's not the best, but it's good. Trust me. You need to survive also in Torment 6. And in Audacity is also a little, is 5% extra damage. However, the enemy has to be close to you. If the enemy is further, forget about Audacity. 15 yards. So I rather have Unwavering Will. Inventory, my weapon. In this case, you're probably thinking what? But this is the weapon I use. Gesture of Orpheus. It reduces the cooldown of slow time. Slow time, of course, like I said, you're gonna be casting this a lot. Don't forget to cast this, because you're going to be moving. The only way you can survive Torment 6, all the missiles will be slow and you need to recast it. This weapon comes with arcane damage, so change that to normal damage, because of course you're not using arcane damage. It's yeah. Gloves, Mage Fist, only mage gloves that will make fire damage. Shoulders and bracers, Augit. You need to have this because of the reduction of damage that you will be getting, and of course damage extra against elites. Okay. Chest, center coat, damage, fire skill damage, and it reduces. Well, actually, it doesn't matter the reduced cost of fire skills, because this build doesn't cares about that. Helmet. Okay, this one was a very peculiar helmet. I will tell you why. Even though you might be thinking it's not the best. Yeah, of course, I may agree, but trust me, it is in this scenario. Stormcrow have a 39% to cast a Fury Ball when attacking. This Fury Ball is, believe it or not, fire damage. You saw it right there? See? Wait. There it is again. This, for some reason, this helmet always comes with lightning damage. Change that. You can put a socket, or you can put, whatever you need, life, whatever. I don't know why they made it like this. The developers made it like this. That ball is fire damage, and it does add up with your fire skill damage. In this case, if I have 100% fire skill damage, it will be added to the damage of this. Therefore, the damage could go up to 10 million damage or whatever. So definitely a good helmet for that build. Sadly, I'm losing one main stat, but it doesn't really matter, but I can recover that. Like I said, in this case I don't have critical hit chance on this helmet, but I recover it with pinpoint barrier. Anyways, amulet, anything that has trifecta plus fire damage. Orb, mirror ball. This will make me throw 3 missiles, like I'm showing you here. Okay, you know that already, I guess. And yeah. Ring, Stone of Jordan, fire skill damage. Get it? And first ring of Royal Grandeur, of course, because I have sets, right? I have Augate, I have all that. Boots and pants. Sorry, boots and pants. The set of Firebird's Finery. This is the worst. This is the worst set that your wizard can have. The only reason why I'm using it is because of the 500 points of intelligence. That's it. But trust me, don't try to make this 6 set build. The damage is pitiful with 6 set. And in the actual patch of like for example the PS4, this is a nice set. But for this one, for 2.06, the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, it sucks. Okay. Build a Witching Hour because I need a critical hit damage, and that's it, pretty much. One thing I want to tell you, you can have or try the Captain Crimson's pants and belts. You can have better cooldown reduction with this, as you can see, so you can use your Meteor better. And if you do that, definitely switch to Illusory Boots. These boots, if you get stuck, will make you let's say it will make you pass, for example, a wall or whatever that is in front of you. So definitely use this if you're having issues. Okay, not getting let's say getting stuck or whatever. How you play with this? Well, first of all, you're gonna be throwing, like I said, your missiles. Oh, sorry, I forgot this Paragon. Paragon movement speed plus your boots 25%. You know already that. Vitality and intelligence you need as much as you can. In this case, I don't think I have. Let's see how much I have. I don't think I have too much. Oh, I have 600 life, 600,000. So yeah, and offensive you need the critical hit damage, critical hit chance, as long as it's a multiple of 10 with the critical hit damage is okay. Cooldown reduction, first thing you have to put points here. Attack speed, so you can shoot this faster. Defensive armor 70%, you need the 70% like I said. Also life percentage, and after that life regeneration. Resist all, intelligence already gives you resist all. And utility, I think that life on hit is better in this scenario than area damage, and this one not really. How you play with this? Well, you shoot 5 times like I was saying, 1 2 3 4 5. Once you do that, you're gonna find an enemy. Always shoot 5 times, always try to do that. Cast your slow time, Meteor. Your images are going to copy your slow time. Continue, repeat again and again. Cast again, slow time, the Meteor, don't forget the mirror image, and that's it. Well guys, thank you very much for checking my video. I hope you like the build. All my builds, like I said, I try to make my builds unique, and each of them are well, I try to make them different from each other. I try to use the best weapons or best items that I could with the build. But this is my last video for Diablo 3 Rebirth Souls for the PlayStation 3, of course, and this is an old game already. I'm already playing on the PlayStation 4. If you have any question, or if you think you can you have a really good build that maybe I have not shown, or something like is much fresh, for example, show it please, or let me know in your comments. Thank you again. If you check my videos, you like my builds, always you're welcome to comment on my videos, and see you next time. Well, like I said, I'm already on PlayStation 4. See you over there. If you want to add me, go ahead, but I tend to add people that have, let's say, good amount of games, so we can play many games, not just this one. Okay, that's all for now, and see you next time. Bye bye.